Phone hang-ups, Tuesday on News Center 2 Nightside.
We reached that point in the proceedings where we say hello to Frank DeFord, and normally his commentary would deal with football, but we give him wide editorial leeway, and what's caught his interest this week is the filling of the last remaining managerial openings in baseball. There were a half-dozen jobs up for grabs since the end of the '88 season. Now they've all been filled, and none of them by a minority candidate.
You know, Bob, as a matter of fact, in the year and a half since Sal Campanis unwittingly revealed to America how racially backward baseball could be, there have altogether been 21 managerial openings, and only one went to a black. And Frank Robinson was invited to take over a team that literally couldn't win a game. Blacks not only get so few opportunities, but they certainly don't get the plum jobs. Back in August of '87, Hal McRae of the Kansas City Royals became one of a handful of black men to be offered a managerial job, the interim chief of the Royals for the balance of that season. He felt it best to turn the job down, and today I asked Hal, who is now a minor league batting coach with the Pirates, if he harbored any second thoughts about that decision.
No, not really. I wouldn't take a job under those circumstances if it was offered to me again. My decision was final. I'm happy doing what I'm doing now. I'm the minor league hitting instructor for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I'm very happy in that capacity, and I live at home now, and I work out of the house. So, you know, I'm very happy with my decision and my job.
Hal, do you and other blacks think that baseball is abjectly racial, straight out racial, or is perhaps it more benignly so? A situation where the old boy network applies, and the teams, the general managers and owners only hire people that they're familiar with?
Well, I think the owners have a tendency to hire people they're comfortable with, but then when you have a racism in society, then naturally you're going to have it in baseball and professional sports.
You know, Bob, Hal's son Brian is a terrific prospect, Double-A in the Royal system, and we talked about how any young black player is just naturally bound to play happier and with more pride if his organization is one that hires and promotes blacks in managerial positions. The irony of not hiring black managers and coaches is that it isn't just backward, it isn't just immoral, it's stupid, it's bad business.
You know, Frank, this is an issue so easily misunderstood, and there are a lot of people out there watching who think that anytime this subject comes up, that the call is going out for some kind of quota or affirmative action program. There can be reasonable disagreement about the appropriateness and effectiveness of such programs. Some people believe in them. Others, who are not necessarily racist, have difficulty with it. But you need not apply some kind of quota system to remedy this situation. All you have to do is reasonably consider qualified candidates, and the law of averages will take care of the rest.
That, by the way, is happening very seriously now for the new position, to replace Bart Giamatti as president of the National League. A man named Simon Gordine, who was a top executive with the NBA for many years in the 1970s, is the head of a very short list to replace Giamatti.
Since Jackie Robinson broke the color line in baseball as a player, there have been well over 400 managerial openings, moving up toward 500 now. If you count Frank Robinson 3 times, there have been 5 openings filled by blacks. 3 men, Maury Wills, Larry Doby, and then 3 times Frank Robinson. You don't have to be a believer in quotas. You don't have to be somebody on the far left side of the political spectrum to believe that the only logical conclusion is that blacks are not being fairly considered. If they were, the numbers would be different.
And by contrast, in basketball, blacks have been hired and fired as coaches almost routinely.
And it's no big deal when a black is hired or fired.
It wasn't even mentioned last year, for example, when Willis Reed was brought in as coach of the Nets. Everybody just shrugged, and the subject of his race never even came up.
Meanwhile, we sit here on a football show. There not only never has been a black head football coach in the modern history of the NFL, but although the name of Tony Dungy is occasionally thrown around, there's no evidence that a black has been in the final selection process, has been meaningfully considered.
It would appear that what candidates have been brought in have almost been for cosmetic reasons. And unfortunately, I think we saw some of that in baseball this year, too.
Frank DeFord, thanks very much, and we'll continue as our NFL Live halftime segment rolls on right after this.
Sunday that begins with a legend we all grew up with.
Afternoon. I'm Davy Crockett, I reckon.
Introducing the daring new adventures
I'm going to shock you, Davy Crockett.
Well, I'm here to be shocked.
of a bold new Davy Crockett.
I found Crockett, sir, but he's doing just fine. You ain't never gonna get me, you keep on horse ears.
A new hero for a new generation premieres in a 2-hour movie.
Hey, movie, come on. Where are you going, Davy?
There's never been a Crockett like this. Gary Grubbs, Johnny Cash, Samantha Egger, and Tim Dunnigan is the new Davy Crockett tonight. Then her world is is a world of passion. No man can resist her. She comes from another place and time. Her capacity for love knows no boundaries. She's Vanna White as the legendary beauty Venus in the world premiere of The Goddess of Love, following the Davy Crockett movie tonight.
Not a whole lot happened on the offensive end in the first two quarters here at Orchard Park, New York, where the underdog Jets are holding to a 3-0 lead over the Buffalo Bills. This was a very big play. Leonard Smith, starting strong safety for the Bills, throws the Jet receiver Wesley Walker out of bounds, and the official in his wisdom elected to eject Leonard Smith for the game. That was one major problem the Bills had, and this was maybe the biggest. After an offside penalty set them back 5 yards further, Scott Norwood's field goal attempt at the close of the first half hit the crossbar and came back out. No good. So it's been that kind of a day for the Bills, who are hoping to close out the rest of the AFC East and win the division just the 12th week of the season by beating a team they routed earlier on the Jets' home field. But the Jets have come in running the ball well, Trump, and very inclement weather is now pouring rain out. They played one of their better games.
Yeah, I think the move to Pat Ryan has helped the Jets quite a bit, because basically he's been a little more mobile. He's avoided the sack. He's only been sacked once, and I think that's what Joe Walton and his staff really wanted. The running game has worked. In the first quarter, I thought the Buffalo Bills could not have played any worse than at any time that they have this season. They just, with all the penalties, and they just didn't seem to have things in sync. They seemed to get control of it in the second quarter, but then the Jets kind of came alive. So 3-0, and they missed their only chance for points.
It could heat up a lot in the second half. 80,000 people are here looking to celebrate a divisional championship, something Buffalo's not had in 8 years. And Buffalo in very good position, of course, to go to the playoffs with a home field advantage throughout. The Bills have not had a home playoff game since January 1st, 1967, when they were beaten by the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs went on to Super Bowl I, only to be obliterated by the Packers of Lombardi.
Yeah, but that means that there's never been a playoff game here in Rich Stadium. So what's the weather like? You're from this area. What's the weather like December 31st to January 1? What could you expect if they do win today and host throughout there?
I think the weather here is like it is in every Great Lakes city. It's cold. The weather's no different here than it is in Cleveland or Detroit or New England or probably even New York for the most part.
Well, a lot's been mentioned about the prospect of having a playoff game here December 31st to January 1. Are we talking about 12 feet of snow? Are we talking about ice? What generally happens here?
I think you can have all of the above. I'll guarantee it'll be cold. It won't be as bad as it was in Cincinnati, where it was 59 below.
No, it'll never be that bad inside your freezer.
Well, right now, we have a pouring rain coming down at Rich Stadium as we look at the first half numbers. The Bills, who've had a lot of offensive production, have been pretty well shut down. Both teams with a lot of penalty yards. Look at that, 145 penalty yards.
They don't have that right. That's total yards.
Total yards.
Total yards. The Bills have 6 penalties in the first half. We know that for sure. But the total yards for each team is 145. That's not penalty yards. Time of possession very even.
The Jets have been doing a great job, Trump, on pass defense against New England in a 1-point loss a week ago. The Jets held the Patriots to 77 yards passing, and they've shut down Kelly 58 yards in the first half today.
Yeah, the other thing is, too, of course, Buffalo last week really shut down the Miami Dolphins running the ball. They only had 33 yards rushing. Today, the Jets have 81. So the Jets are accomplishing some things, and already a first for Buffalo. Marv Levy believes this team can come back from a lot of adversity because it's not a veteran team, but in the right spots they've got some very experienced players. Of course, with Jim Kelly's time in the U.S. Football League and all the rest of the time, he's a very experienced player, but they kind of lost their composure defensively in that first quarter, and that really set the tone for the rest of the half, Don.
Jim Kelly professes to like it ugly, and he's got it now, as is the case throughout the Northeast. The heavy rains have swept into western New York. So the passing game should be limited. Trump, do you think this rain favors either side?
No, it does not. But it also doesn't hurt either side. If you both got a plan, if the only really weather that you can't stand is the wind, then it favors you, and it's also your enemy.
This kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Riddick takes the ball for the Bills and crosses the 15-yard line. and gets out to the 27-yard line. That's one thing about the artificial turf fields. There's still good tracks even when they're soaking wet like this one is. Jim Kelly gets set to bring out the Buffalo offense. Kelly 5 of 12 throwing the ball in the first half. All 5 to Andre Reed, the completions.
This field is unique in that it's one of the few fields you'll find in the NFL that's exclusively for football. And the reason I say it's unique is this field is crowned 18 inches, which is an awful lot. An awful lot. You can't find another field like this in the NFL.
That's right. They run sweeps here. They're coming at you downhill. Very high crown. This is one of the reasons why, a rainy day. And here is Thurman Thomas, who started off the game running the ball well and opens the third quarter doing the same as he gets out close to the 40-yard line. Well, that standout rookie safety, Eric McNeil, makes the hit for the Jets, but he does it 12 yards downfield as Thurman Thomas is now up to 77 yards running the ball.
If there is an advantage for either team, I think in the last 5 or 6 games, the yardage that the Bills have gained rushing is close to 170 yards a game, and you got to give them a little plus. The Jets have had trouble running the ball the last 5 or 6 games.
Thurman Thomas taken on by a tackler. Inside backer Troy Benson stuck him, number 54. Played at the University of Pittsburgh. He has really come on this season as a Jet in his 3rd year. The Jets across their defensive front have Tom Baldwin, Scott Mercereau, and Marty Lyons. It's Alex Gordon being blocked on.
Metzelaars does a good job, but from inside, Troy Benson there to make the tackle, just 3 yards on the pickup. Oh, it's got to be uncomfortable out there.
Temperature in the high 30s now, and a hard rain falling. 3-0 Jets early in the 3rd quarter. Tip ball incomplete at the 49. Romaine Johnson was the intended receiver.
James Hasty was the man in coverage. Somebody got a hand up right at the line of scrimmage. Now, obviously, in this kind of weather, you throw out your game plan if you came in thinking you're going to throw it deep and you go with the short stuff. The Jets come in with their 6 defensive backs. They'll have a 4-man rush, including Alex Gordon and 1 linebacker. Take it back. They've got 7 defensive backs in the ball game, Don.
Kelly from the shotgun. Defense over the top, and a flag comes in on Miano. Third down play, a very big one as the call goes against the Jets, so that'll keep the drive alive. Will that Miano hit the receiver, Flip Johnson, before the ball got there.
Gerald Nichols with good pressure. Here's the call.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 36. First down.
That's a tough call because it's an automatic first down. Kelly is flushed from the pocket here by Gerald Nichols. Once again, there's also a safety blitz. Carl Howard, 28, coming in there. I don't think there's any argument from Joe Walton on that one. Rich Miano, 36. And Kelly goes to the turf, wet and hard.
Every penalty makes someone happy. The coach whose team wasn't penalized. First down carry. Jets come hitting hard on Ronnie Harmon. Alex Gordon came up 55. And Rich Miano.
And we got another flag.
Pointing at the Bills on this one.
Pointing at the Jets.
Face mask. Defense, number 55. It is a 5-yard penalty. We will repeat the down.
Gordon, 55.
First down.
So the Bills have gotten 2 first downs in this second half, both by penalty. Not a bad start.
Don't be dumb and don't be dirty. Axiom of Marv Levy said he was down here in Buffalo to Houston by 2 touchdowns late in the game. The Oilers kept 2 drives alive with dumb personal fouls, and the Bills won it. Here is Rob Rose running hard, breaks into open field and gets out of bounds at the Jet 35-yard line.
Did you see the block by Jamie Mueller? Oh my goodness!
15-yard gain.
Jamie Mueller leads. This is unbelievable. He had James Hasty and looked like helmet to helmet and just ejected him right off the field.
Cincinnati smarting from the loss at Kansas City, winning big today. That's the next opponent of the Bills. But could be a preview of the AFC title game. They're both the best records in the AFC. On 1st and 10, Riddick opens into the Jets secondary, sprinting ahead with both hands on the ball. Mercer over the nose tackle, knocked off the play, recovers to knock him down. And on a 1st down carry, the gain is all the way down to the 28-yard line.
Don, watch this play before. The big game by Rob Riddick.
Got 7.
You're going to see Jamie Mueller, 39, come out. Watch the hit. Boom. It's Bobby Humphrey. He absolutely parks. And Riddick turns up the field for a 1st down pickup, and it's 7 on that carry. And now the Bills are controlling the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 3, back to Riddick, and again the same trap blocking. Vogler just takes his man and puts him down flat. The right guard on the Bills, Tim Vogler, a free agent out of Ohio State. The Bill coaches call the key to their running game. A 285-pound guard, number 65. He's putting people flat on their back.
Had arthroscopic surgery on his knee, missed 4 weeks, and really doesn't practice a lot during the week here.
Don't practice at all because the knee's still sore.
They give him a lot of treatment. He goes to a lot of meetings and watches a great deal of film and lifts some weights. And he can't go through an entire practice. He goes through the walkthrough on Saturday. And no strain on his knees, though.
Ken Hull, a 275-pound center, a former All-USFL player. Richer and Vogler the guards, Wolford and Devlin the tackle. Reverse. On the run and running hard is Andre Reed, and he is down to the 15-yard line. On the 24 on a 1st down play, the Bills again get big yardage. Now they're starting to hoop it up here in Orchard Park. Between 8 and 9 yards in that.
Bobby Humphrey makes the tackle. Now you almost have to treat this as a pass. As slippery as things are, there's Vogler, 65, turns everybody inside. There's a good block here on Alex Gordon by Jim Keller, number 12. And then Richard, number 51, also another good block. Ends up being an 8-yard pickup. You can almost treat that as a pass.
Bills running the ball well on this drive. And they go right back to the run as Riddick takes it straight ahead. And
look at this.
He's not done as he only gets to the 11-yard line. He has a 1st down for the Bills. A 2nd down and 2 plays. 1st down, Buffalo.
The amazing thing about Rob Riddick is his 2nd effort. He goes into the pile and appears to be stopped. Bounces off that pile and continues to pick up. Now look, see, the Jets do a good job here at the point of attack. That's Marty Lyons, 93, who gets his hands on him. Riddick now 7 carries, 44 yards. Miano makes the tackle. Not until he picks up a 1st down. Scored 7 touchdowns in 7 straight games.
This Bill drive, old-time football, coming off the ball and knocking people back has ignited the 80,000 here at Rick Stadium. Now a throw, and again an errant one as there was pressure on from Alex Gordon. Herman Thomas was the intended receiver, but as you saw, Kelly was not close. Game clock shows 10:25 to play in the 3rd quarter. 3-0 Jets as it stood at the half.
This drive started at the Buffalo Bills' 27-yard line. Alex Gordon is probably the Jets' best pass rusher. He goes by Metzelar's 88, gets inside Byram and Joe Devlin. And there's Gordon coming from nowhere. Somebody was in there.
Alex Gordon, of course, at left outside linebacker. Pitch back. Thurman Thomas, blockers in front. And Thurman Thomas weaves down the sideline and down close to the 6-yard line. A very shifty back. And like all the good ones, has that exceptional ability to change speeds and directions.
Well, it looks pretty obvious here. Here's Andre Reed, 83. One of the things you need with a good running game is great blocking by your wide receivers. Humphrey able to get up and almost make the tackle. You're right. This is old-time football. It's strange, though. Thomas doesn't run up the middle. He runs to the corners. Now you got Harmon and Riddick in there.
3rd down and 4 for the Bills. Up the middle, a carry to Harmon on a draw play, and the Jets shut it down. Eric McNeil McNeil. The free safety came up and made the stop. And so the Bills' drive is stalled, and they'll try again to tie the game. And we know that field goal at the close of the second quarter. But it bounced off the crossbar. No good.
That's after a 5-yard penalty. He would have made it had the penalty not been on Mr. Ballard.
Howard Ballard, a 315-pound debutante who was in there to block.
Not to be offsides.
Mastodon. Tie game with 9:32 to play in the third quarter. 3-3. We'll be back with the Bills kickoff after this.
This year, the world's automakers will once again offer hordes of imitation BMWs. Meanwhile, for under $25,000, BMW offers something infinitely more valuable. The new BMW 325i. Why settle for a copy when you can own an original?
Quick, up here.
He looks just like you.
Looking all right yourself, kid. Now, when you buy a $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates, you get a free plush musical ornament of Oliver or Dodger. The characters from the new Disney movie, Oliver and Company, now only at a theater near you. Oliver and Dodger make great gifts and even play a tune.
Hey, Dodge, we made beautiful music together.
Yeah, kid.
Your holiday place, McDonald's.
The new Remington Microscreen Ultimate with the exclusive beard lifter stretches the skin and lifts whiskers other shavers leave behind. The new Remington Microscreen Ultimate shaves as close as a blade and closer than any other electric shaver or your money back.
Oh, hot! Designer sweats, remote control, everything. VP at 28. Whoa. My imported beer, whatever's in this week. When you're done kidding around, Heineken.
Today's game is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, phone your nearest BMW dealer. By Remington, your grooming expert. And by the good time, great taste of McDonald's.
Extended drive, 13 plays, 67 yards. Scott Norwood's right foot, the payoff end, as he now is the leading scorer in the National Football League with 102 points. The Jets very much in this battle. A lot of people expected them to be out of early. 3-3 game with 9:32 to play in the third quarter. Rain has stopped. JoJo Townsell and Bobby Humphrey are back deep for the Jets.
At the last drive, Don, 5 minutes and 18 seconds, and almost exclusively by the run. Now the Jets have to answer that drive. Come back with a long drive running the ball, too. Even McNeil was carrying the ball very well in the first quarter.
Last 4 games, the Bills' defense has given up a total of 12 points, 3 points a game on the average. Miami 31-6. Before that, 13-3. Over Seattle, before that, they shut out Green Bay 28-0. And the Jets held to 3, but so have the Bills been held to 3. Carlton Bailey was down there to make the play as Townsell lost his footing on the return, and the Jet offense comes out. Pat Ryan playing with the gloves on, started fast in the first half, throwing those strikes, hit Al Toon with a couple of big ones, a 13-yarder and a 21-yarder.
God, I noticed the Jets have got 2 tight ends in the ball game, Schuler and Griggs.
Could be going to Freeman McNeil. He's run well in this game. McNeil, the lone setback on first down. McNeil, they're keying on him now after he broke some big ones on that same play. Straight at the Bill defense.
Well, the Jets pretty much have to do the same thing the Bills just did. Run the ball down the field for a score.
The Cowboys very much in the running for the #1 draft choice. They go into that game 2-9, soon to be 2-10. Bears looking for home field in the NFC. Go to Chicago or go to Buffalo in January, and the home team has a big home field advantage when the wind blows and the temperature's down in the teens. Stick and a stop by that bear of a man at middle guard, the nose tackle, Brett Smerlis.
Dick tried to cut that ball back, and Smerlis was right there. Well, the defense really hasn't played today like they're taking no prisoners, but they didn't in the first half. But the best part of this football team is its defense. Now the score tied 3-3. You need to play field position. That's why the Bills got to think, stop them right here. Make them punt the ball. Look for Schuler here, Don. Mickey Schuler.
Let's see as they go to 3rd and 5. Wesley Walker in motion. Pat Ryan takes his drop from the shotgun. Throw and a catch. It's Toon, and it's a Jet first down. Out to the 35-yard line. Herbie Jackson was defending a former Jet. 10-yard gain on the play. There's a penalty marker down, though, and the Bills think it's against the Jets. Here's Hantek, the official, bringing it back. Tide has turned because of the play of the Bills' defense.
Holding. Offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
That penalty is on Ted Banker, 63. Bruce Smith on the pass rush. He's on Banker, goes outside to Criswell. And he gets double teamed, and then Banker pulls him right down. That wasn't a big hold, but that's what they're going to call it on. Bruce Smith is saying, hey, where's the flag? Well, right behind you, Bruce. There you go.
Now Pat Ryan with the heat on now, despite the cold and this day, as it's 3rd down and 15. They go to the run to try to offset the rush, and the Bills have the run carrier, and all of a sudden he gets away and gets ahead out to the 18-yard line. Still, and Kelso knocked it out. Hector broke tackles to get away, but the Jets now, Trump, have to punt it from deep in their own end.
Not enough for the first down. Bills defense had that luxury, knowing how they needed about 17, 18 yards. They could play back a little bit. Kelso gets up a little shaky. Guy has a habit of putting his head into people so hard he forgets where he is, who he is, and what he's doing.
Kelso's excellent student, William & Mary. He was an NCAA postgraduate scholarship winner, had a 3.6 average for 4 years. His coach at Buffalo, Marv Levy, was formerly a head coach at William & Mary.
I would imagine Mark Kelso right now can't remember what school he went to. Has to go over and kind of shake the cobwebs out a few minutes, and he'll be fine.
Jeffrey Abramowski and Doc Weiss seeing him off the field.
Cliff Johnson now has got to hang on to this punt. Don't be fancy with it, just catch it.
Beautiful hit by Prokop. Long spiral downfield. Cliff Johnson's going to have to let it roll. We're talking about near record numbers for Prokop on that boot. It goes out of bounds all the way back at the 17-yard line. It's over 60. We're waiting for the official number. 64 is it for Joe Prokop, so he gets the Jets out of a hole.
We're not a company.
But outstanding people come to us every day.
People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts.
People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual.
People who become your friends for life. People just like you.
We're not a company.
We're your country.
We're the Navy.
The Air Force.
The Marines.
The Army.
We're the armed forces.
It's a great place to start. Little towns in Europe had their own way of knowing the holidays were near.
It wasn't the decorations or the first magic snowfall. It was the appearance of special holiday laggers in every pub and beer hall. Today, that tradition lives in America at Coors. Introducing Winterfest, a lager so bold, so extravagant, we brew it only for the holidays. And when the new year comes, the Winterfest will be gone, but not the memories.
For all of life's celebrations, in all of love's languages, only a diamond says forever.
At the 87 Skins game, Lee Trevino aced the 17th. Did he A, make a hole-in-one, B, win a lot of money, C, dance the cha-cha with his caddy, or D, all of the above? If you pick D, then you know the Skins game is great golf and great fun. Thanksgiving weekend on NBC.
With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Crickey back at sold-out Rich Stadium. 80,000 look on as the Buffalo Bills, the only AFC team who haven't been to the playoffs since 1982, try to close out a playoff spot today in the divisional championship as they go to the run. A 64-yard punt by Prokop for the Jets sets the Bills back, though, when it looked like they get good field position. Only scoring in this game, a second quarter field goal by Pat Leahy of the Jets, and one to tie the game in the third quarter by Scott Norwood of Buffalo.
On that run by Thurman Thomas, up the middle. For the most part today, he's run the corner. His 13th carry for 89 yards on the day. They've been running him outside, that time inside. Now he's flanked, near side.
That's Thomas at the lower left-hand portion of your screen. As Kelly goes back to punt, he goes to Jamie Mueller, and he's taken down by Benson. Troy Benson sheds the block, makes the hit, and that brings up third down and about 6 with the ball in position.
Now, this Jet defense has really played extraordinary football with the exception of that last drive for 3 points.
Kelly having trouble making completions now.
Last 4 incomplete. He's just 5 for 14 on the day, 56 yards. 4 straight incompletions.
Lonnie Harmon is often his man in situations like this. Harmon is the back 2 up from the bottom of the screen. Kelly takes a look, jumps it up the other way, and it's almost picked off. McNeil, who's already intercepted 8 as a rookie, almost had a 9th and a TD with it. But the Jets stop the Buffalo Bills offense, and the Bills have to punt it back.
That's 5 straight incompletions by Kelly. Again, good pressure. McMillan just waiting there. Oh, he almost got a hold of that. Carl Howard was coming on the blitz that time for the Jets. And the Jets stop him. They've had great coverage all day, Don.
Yeah. Kelly missing his last 5 throws. John Kidd takes the snap. He hits it very well as the ball carries high. Downsell back from his 35, and again he has a problem running on the wet field, and he's cut down at the 39. Mark Pike was down to get him, number 94. A linebacker turned defensive end out of Georgia Tech for the Bills. So with 5:46 to play in the third quarter, it stands 3-3.
This year, the world's automakers will once again offer hordes of imitation BMWs. Meanwhile, for under $25,000, BMW offers something infinitely more valuable. The new BMW 325i. Why settle for a copy when you can own an original?
Life's full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
Somebody ordered a knish. Where are you?
At the
2nd Avenue Deli in Manhattan. They recently added something new to the menu.
Pass me on the bag.
The phone number of their Marotta fax machine.
Another fax. 2 pepper steaks, 1 hot.
The guys say that before they bought the Marotta, things were pretty hectic behind the counter.
The second, darling, don't you see? I'm busy.
Marotta fax machines.
Thanksgiving Day, the NFL plays here when the Oilers battle the Cowboys.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL Live.
Strong defense on both sides has been the order of the day as the Jets and the Bills remain in a 3-3 third quarter tie here at Orchard Park, New York. For the Jets, November has been the cruelest month. They seem to come a cropper. A lot of times it's due to injuries in the offensive line. But after 2 straight losses and 4 defeats in their last 6 games, the Jets standing tall today. You saw Leonard Smith, the Bills' strong safety, who was ejected in the first quarter. Ryan throws hard. Off the hand of his intended receiver,
Wesley Walker.
And Walker did a great job getting a hand on it because it might have been picked off as Derek Burrows, who was hurt in the first quarter, is back in the game.
Yeah, Walker does a great job realizing that defensive back Derek Burrows is right behind him, just knocking the ball down. Now the Jets are in a tough spot. 2nd and 10. They've got good field position to start this drive, but now they're almost forced to throw the next 2 downs.
Wind picking up now, Trump. It's not going to be easy to throw or kick field goals the rest of this game as it continues. Out to the 40-yard line. Bentley on the stop with Cornelius Bennett. Roger Vick was the carrier. Jets under Joe Walton have always started well, but they seem to have continuing problems with injuries in their offensive line, and they've tried everything to rectify it. Shortening practices. They just can't find an answer. They've had makeshift lines. Cadigan, their #1 draft choice, who is really coming out at left tackle. He's been out for weeks now with an ankle injury. They've had to start a rookie, Criswell, free agent rookie. Banker's back after an absence of 4 weeks. He's blocked well in the running game, but he's had some problems trying to hold off Bruce Smith, who's all over the field. Coming on like an unguided missile. Throw and tip ball as the Bills break it up again. Truman McNeil out of the backfield was the intended receiver. Wayne Davis and Derek Burrows converged on the coverage. There they are.
You'd think between 4 hands there, one of them could catch it. I realize how tough it is, but, boy, that was right at him.
Joe Kolkow gets set to punt again. This time they rush him hard. A much shorter punt. And Flip Johnson receives the ball. He's not done yet. He's out to the 27-yard line. Flip Johnson in that first game against the Jets got himself a room service touchdown. Tipped ball and right in his hands was very nearly intercepted, and he went all the way to break the game open.
Taylor, California, taste that's right at home. Taste Taylor, California, always right, day or night. Taste that's right at home. Taste that's right at home. Taste Taylor, California. Taylor, California.
Taylor, California Cellars. The taste that's right at home.
This year, the world's automakers will once again offer hordes of imitation BMWs. Meanwhile, for under $25,000, BMW offers something infinitely more valuable. The new BMW 325i. Why settle for a copy when you can own an original?
Will your new car outlive your new car loan? Give your engine extra protection and help keep your car running like new longer with STP's new Supra Wear Control, so you'll have something to show for your investment down the road.
Attention all men with noses. Introducing Schick Slim Twin Disposable. It's 28% slimmer than Good News to give you a close shave even in hard-to-reach places. New Schick Slim Twin, preferred by men who have noses.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here.
The Bills' Jim Kelly goes eye-to-eye with the Bengals' Boomer Esiason in a shootout between the top two powerhouses of the AFC.
Or it's a must-win game for two playoff hopefuls when the Browns head to the nation's capital to battle the Redskins.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL Live.
During the timeout, Ted Cottrell, the defensive line coach, going over the game plan with Bruce Smith and some of his other linemen. Now the Bills' offense is on the field. Game tie, 3-3. 4:36 to play, third quarter. Thurman Thomas on the run, but the Jets are there to run him down as Hasty comes up from the right corner.
Now the Jets have gone to a four-man defensive line, figuring that the Buffalo Bills are going to continue running the football. Now all of a sudden the Buffalo Bills are going to have to come up with some different blocking schemes. Well, now the fourth defensive lineman goes out.
Wind is really kicked up now. Game plan has to change in this. Be tough to throw, and Kelly's going into the teeth of the wind. In the fourth quarter, the Bills will have it at their back. Could be decided on a long field goal. Here's Metzlars, the tight end. Nobody covered him. And Pete Metzlars at 6'7", 235 pounds, who was a Division III All-American 2 years in two sports, basketball and football, at Wabash College in Indiana.
That's an 18-yard pickup. You're right, Don. He was totally uncovered. Kelly's not even looked at the tight end so far today. That's 98 bullet. Just get across the line of scrimmage, and it's almost like a pop pass. 18-yard pickup. That flag way above this stadium, but you're right, down in the fourth quarter, it's going to be a factor.
The Hawks sweeping in from Canada into Western New York late in November. Bills with a first down in this tie game. Thurman Thomas, the dancer, inside and out, and he's ahead across midfield to the 49-yard line of the Jets. Gain of 6 yards on the play.
Thomas approaching 100 yards. We've got a player down. It's Jamie Mueller, I believe. The fullback who is the lead blocker.
As you say, Trump, $1,000 for a breath of air. I think he's just winded.
Monday on Alf, Willie is Mr. Baum.
How come there's weeds in this salad? It's ridiculous. You cooking is ridiculous.
And Kate's cooking up a surprise of her own.
I'm gonna have a baby.
And when the Hogans become chimney sweeps, their unusual style lands them on the news.
What's he doing up there? And why isn't he wearing any pants?
Then Rue McClanahan has 4 daughters.
You're all getting married.
And she'll do anything.
We're looking for single men.
To hear him say, I do. Take my daughters, please. It's a great night, Monday.
O'Brien being rushed. O'Brien throwing over the middle. Wesley Walker, touchdown!
I've been in the pocket when the pressure is on. I've learned to keep open my options. I'm Kenny O'Brien of the New York Jets. And learning the importance of the option play on the field and in life is what my teammates and our Jet coaching staff are teaching these young people. We're part of the United Way's Apple Drug Prevention Program, a program planned for life enrichment. These kids are growing up in a society where peer pressure, substance abuse, and violence are all around them. We try to let them know how to make the option play work for them in life, how to make the right choices when you're under pressure. There's one more reason why this United Way program is so important to me. This is my wife, Stacy, and our daughter, Taylor.
We want Taylor to grow up in a community and a society where drugs and the violence they breed are not tolerated.
I believe Americans have gotten the message, and the NFL, the United Way, and all of its agencies are making a difference. Because the United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
Watch Jamie Mueller, 39. He's the lead blocker for Thurman Thomas, and right there, Thomas rolls up. Jamie Mueller's ankle goes off on the sideline with a twisted ankle. He's up walking around. Now he's sitting on the bench trying to collect his thoughts. Let's see how he's walking there. A little tough,
Well, he wasn't winded. He was actually got the bad ankle there.
So Byram's in the ball game now for the Bills.
Riddick takes it ahead on a 2nd down and 4 play, and Rob Riddick, a quick hitter, gets ahead for 6 and a first down as he's down to the 42-yard line of the Jets.
The amazing thing about this offense of the Bills is They take Mueller out. Byram comes in and do a great job. They take Thurman Thomas out. Riddick comes in like he's played every down. They also do the same thing with Ronnie Harmon. Here's Mueller trying to walk off that sprained ankle from Benedictine College. He wants to get back in there.
Leahy says Riddick, he makes great decisions on the move. If there's a crack to go through, he's fine. And there's Riddick again, busting it down to the 35-yard line. First down carry, good for 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Alex Gordon was on the stop for the Jets.
To this point, the Jets have played very respectable defense. I do believe that the Buffalo Bills offensive line is better than the Jets defensive line. And they've made it tough on the Bills running this ball. But a pretty high caliber football game for the inclement weather.
One of the hallmarks, Trump, of this rising Bills team is an ability to come from behind. They've done it a lot this season as Riddick breaks it again. Rob Riddick inside the 25-yard line. A 2nd down and 3 run is good for a first down carry as the clock is down to 1:12 to play. Third quarter, a 12-yard gain.
Well, just as soon as I say that the defensive front of the Jets have done a pretty good job, Riddick scoots right up through there. Eric McMillan, 22, finally makes the tackle after a 12-yard pickup. But this is now perfect weather and a perfect situation for what Buffalo does best. We got Thurman Thomas at close to 100 and Riddick now at 70 yards rushing.
Back to Riddick all day long. Rob Riddick keeps hammering away. One game earlier this year, and some feel it was the turning point in the Bills season. They were down to Indianapolis in this stadium 17-0, and then blew out the Colts the rest of the way, outscoring them 34-6 to win the game easily.
I think the Bills are going to sit here, wait for the fourth quarter to start. Yeah, Jim Kelly going to the sideline. Score tied 3-3. Actually, this is the worst thing that could happen for the Bills at the quarter end, because you're going to stand for a few minutes and you may cool off a little bit.
You can cool off a lot with that wind blowing. It's the end of the third quarter. The Jets 3 and the Buffalo Bills 3. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
It was a tragic end to an era of optimism and hope. Tom Brokaw takes you back to Kennedy's America and that day in November, Tuesday night on NBC.
Your good neighbor Chevy dealers payload payout is Chevynomics in action. Forget about the old-fashioned Ford and save up to $2,200 in a full-size Chevy. Well, check out this S-Blazer 4x4 or this S10 pickup, and you can save up to $2,400 on either one. With a huge selection and tremendous savings, you'll never get more truck for less money. Right now during Chevy's payload payout at your good neighbor Chevy dealer. You'll never get more truck for less money.
There was a time when the outside of a car changed a lot faster than the inside. But today, the inside is changing a lot faster than the outside. To increase performance, engines are being redesigned, which is why Champion has redesigned the spark plug. No other spark plug has better resistance to fouling or runs cooler. The high-output technology spark plug by Champion, because the inside of a car is changing a lot faster than the outside.
97 Rock is back. Talk about great concerts. 97 Rock did them all. How about when Tallis was at the old Stage 1 and the opener was this band called U2? I even remember when Snortin' Norton set the all-time record for being on the air for a month straight. Yeah, now I got my own business, family, and I got 97 Rock again. Even Snortin' Norton's back. 97 Rock is back and rockin'. You don't think you'd try to break that old record, do you? Nah.
Donate a new toy, make our Christmas wish come true. For kids' sake.
We're set now for the start of the fourth quarter. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. The Bills driving in a 7-point lead with this Buffalo defense can be a big one. But still, we're tied at 3-3, and the Bills have not taken it into the end zone yet. It looks like Mueller, Trump, is ready to go back into war.
Well, at least he's up and walking around a little bit, so that'll help. But Byram and Riddick are the running backs in the game.
Second down and 4. Between them, Riddick and Thomas, there's 165 yards gain. It's another Bills first down as the Jets are unable to stem the onslaught. Bills firing up the ball. Benson made the tackle. Mercereau getting knocked off the play. Richer was an Outland Trophy winner at left guard out of North Carolina State. Right guard Vogler, 285 pounds. Hull's 275. The tackles are close to 300.
See, the time of possession is now swung in favor of the Bills. And the rushing yards, that's the story in the game. Now Thomas is in the ball game. I'd look for him to run wide. He doesn't really run straight ahead much. Right behind Byram. Coming this way, Don. Sweep this way. Here it is.
The D as the Jets read it all the way. Coming across was Kevin MacArthur and Robin Cole. Radachowski also on the play.
Now, Don, I do believe the Buffalo Bills kind of give away their offense on some downs when they run that lead back in motion. It appears about 8 times out of 10 that that's the way they're going to run. And you can see the Jets flow and flow heavily right to that.
Marv Levy has 2 axioms on winning football. 1, if you run it 30 times in a game, you'll rarely lose. And 2, you have to be overall and season-long plus big time on the giveaway takeaway ratio. The Bills have run it 35 times already today, but they're not in the lead yet. But as you pointed out front, they've taken over control of the ball on the clock. And here is Byron running. Second and short. Second and 11. He busts it down close to the 10-yard line.
Now the Bills got to be very cautious here. They can't get crazy. 3 points is enough to probably
never want to do that.
No. 3 points is probably good enough to put this game away with the bad weather and the inability of the Jets to run the ball. So you don't want to throw the ball up here for a turnover. The only turnover of the day, the interception thrown by Jim Kelly. They got their spread formation. I'd give it to Rob Riddick.
They just might. 3rd down and 7 for the Bills. All-out blitz, and they go to Riddick. Blockers in front. Riddick inside the 10, but the Jets catch him and knock him down well short of the first down. So the Jets sent all 11, shooting into all the gaps, going either the quarterback if he threw or the runner if he came up. And they make the knockdown. Lyons and Mercereau first to make the hits. And the field goal unit's out for the Bills as they look to take the lead for the first time.
That's a smart call, though. You don't want to give the ball up down here. Riddick is normally very sure-handed with that football. Actually, I think if he stays outside, Vogler 65 was a lead blocker for him. When Riddick cut back, he really got caught up in the wash.
The hole at the 16, a 26-yarder. Might kick this out of the arena. Big wind behind him. Up and good. And the Bills take the lead in the 4th quarter, 6-3. Norwood hits it. Field goals have been all the scoring we've had. 2 for the Bills, 1 for the Jets.
In Japan, 60 automotive journalists named the 1989 Mitsubishi Galant Car of the Year. Now, the Americans report.
A refined, impressively built sports sedan. Everything about the Galant GS works well.
Galant will blow away the higher-priced competition.
Pure heaven to drive.
Perhaps Car and Driver sums up the Galant best when it writes, "Watch out, Honda."
Looking for that perfect camcorder? Exactly. The Zenith. Zenith? Yeah. Uses a full-size VHS cassette. It has the latest professional features, and it's fully automatic. Great. Or, if you want something smaller, yeah, the Zenith. Zenith. Compact VHS. Autofocus, really easy to use, and it's surprisingly affordable. So it's the Zenith. Or the Zenith. I think I'm leaning toward the Zenith. Good choice.
Once you hear it, you gotta get near it. There's a whole lot of nothing going on. You want a snack? Gotta get that pack. There's a whole lot of nothing going on.
Incredibly delicious and so full of energy, Planters nuts are one irresistible snack.
Once you hear it, you gotta get near it. There's a whole lot of nothing going on.
Today's game is brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. By Mitsubishi Motors, who invite you to come see the full line of cars and trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice. And by Planters, there's a whole lot of nuttin' going on. Planters.
Ken O'Brien trying to warm up Pat Ryan there on the sideline. Good friends, very good friends. There's no hard feelings with Pat Ryan named as the starter today.
But Ryan will be throwing into the wind when he does throw. As here's the Bills kickoff. They now lead it 6-3 to the Buffalo Bills as Townsend looks for a gap, finds a little one, then he's cut down quickly. Got Riddick, another of the Penn State linebackers. Marv Levy, the Buffalo coach, said at one point, you can't be too thin, too rich, or have too many Penn State linebackers.
Look at that time of possession, 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Except for the one completion, the Metzelars all running again. Second half, that's the choice of the Buffalo Bills. Ram it right at the Jets, and it's worked. For 6 points only, but enough for the lead.
And as the temperature starts to drop, this Buffalo Bills defense has heated up in the second half. Rated #1 in the NFL and going after Pat Ryan. Here comes Smith. He gets it away, and Toon makes the catch, and look at that stick. Shane Conlon. Toon is up. That's good to see. That'll make the highlight reel.
So is Pat Ryan. Bruce Smith was right in his chest. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Watch the field. That was a big play. Toon made a nice catch. At the end of this play, Bruce Smith is right in Pat Ryan's chest. There you see him knock him down, and then Shane Conlon just waiting for Toon to come across there. Ends up being about a 6-yard pickup.
Guy is a football player. Shane Conlon, the man Paterno called the best linebacker he's ever had at Penn State. No marker that I can see, and now the play downfield goes for good yardage. As on 2nd and 6, Hector takes it ahead for a Jet first down. White Drain knocked him down. Cincinnati looking to go to 9-3 and heading into a meeting with Buffalo next Sunday on NBC Sports. Houston up on Phoenix. A big win for the Oilers, doing it in the House of Pain, the Astrodome. Cleveland embarrassed by their performance last week at Denver, playing well against the Steelers. Bears with a 10-2 with a win today. Kansas City, they've turned that around there.
That's unbelievable.
They can beat anybody right now, and they've been doing it. Cincinnati last week, Seattle this week. Pitch back. Freeman McNeil's in the open field, and finally cut down at the 48-yard line.
Oh, Don,
first down carry.
The thing you got to say about this Jet football team is they do not give up. They absolutely do not quit. There's the defensive front. That's Bud Carson down there with the hat on. He's talking to all the defense because the Bills have been able to just run the ball almost at will. That last pickup by McNeil, 9 yards. These guys are concentrating on one thing. Joe Walton concentrating on another.
First 13 to play.
Don, first down yardage in these situations is absolutely the key.
Second and short on this play. That is a big first down. Now the second down carry. Good for first down.
But when you get that first down opportunity, you got to get the 4, 5, and 6 yards. So you're not put in a situation where you got to throw it. Had Leahy on the sideline, waiting for his opportunity to tie the score.
9:43 to play.
Now watch this first down yardage. This is the key play in drives like this.
McNeil aligned with Vick. Play fake and a throw. Walker, open man. Reception made by Wesley Walker at the 30-yard line. It would be a 47-yard attempt from here, so they want to get it much closer and have 4 new downs to do it.
That's a 20-yard completion in front of Sherman Cocroft, number 20. Of course, once again, the injuries and the ejection of the Buffalo Bills defensive backs really hurt. That time, good pass protection. Walker runs an outstanding pattern. You see the cushion that Cocroft gives him. Big completion. I think they're going to review this play, Don.
Actually, that was Wesley's second reception. He had one earlier, but he had been shut out the previous 3 games.
It looks like they're reviewing that catch to see if, in fact, he got both feet down.
Had a very valuable reception earlier. It was on that play that Leonard Smith threw him out of bounds and was thrown out of the game.
All right, it's been reviewed, and the play will stand. You got to have 2 feet down. This ball kind of sails a little bit on Pat Ryan, and you can see Walker waiting on it. 1, 2.
Please return the 30-second clock to 23 seconds.
Okay, it's fine. Play reviewed. That's a good catch.
Cold, wet day, and another sellout crowd in Buffalo. A team that every time that they have something to cheer about leads the league in attendance. Back in 80 and 81 when they had good teams under Chuck Knox, 80,000 a game. That's been the story this year. The minor league baseball team in Buffalo has set an all-time record and outgrew many major league teams.
Roll out. Toon.
Toon is there. And a split from the ball at the 10-yard line.
Art still caught up with Pat Ryan. Darryl Talley was there also for contact, and Ryan really couldn't set himself to get at the Toon, but Toon was open. White Drain was the man in coverage. Nice little roll out there by Pat Ryan. There's Art Still, Darryl Talley. Can't really look at Cornelius Bennett go up there for the jump ball. Toon goes up for it, too. Drain knocks it away. Big play, Buffalo defense.
Second down and 10 coming up for the Jets, who need a field goal to tie it. It's a long field goal at this end of the field. Well, the wind has died down somewhat now. McNeil inside the 25, and he's down to the 24-yard line. A second down and 10 carry, and he's got about 5. Shane Conlon on yet another tackle for the Bills.
Leahy warming up on the sideline. Shane Conlon coming out. What's wrong with him?
Something with his knee.
Or his ankle, or his shin, or his foot. Scott Riddick is in the ball game. He's laying on the sideline and warming up. Certainly within his range now, Don. Jets just got to hang on to it.
Third down and 3 for the Jets, who trail by 3 points in the fourth quarter. Ryan swings it out, and Hector loses the ball.
Bennett and Riddick right out there with Johnny Hector.
Johnny Hector could not make the play on the swing pass. It is Bennett, and the Bills defense now lines up, and they'll be coming hard as Ryan's the holder and Pat Leahy is the field goal attempter. He's 15 for 19 today, including for the year 15 for 19, 1 for 1 today.
Wind should not be a factor, Don.
I don't know. Leahy drills it up and good. And the Jets come back to tie the game with 8:24 to play. It is now a 6-6 game. 8:24 to play in regulation. This conceivably could be OT.
I don't know. What are you going to do? I don't know. I'd go to college.
Me too.
If I had the money.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? I don't know. What are you going to do? You don't want those fries.
What are you going to do, Jack? Eat your way to college?
Hey, really? I'm going to college on the new GI Bill. You serve full-time in the armed forces or part-time in the reserves, and you earn a lot of money for tuition.
The GI Bill.
They're using that pickle?
For young men and women in the armed forces, it's a great place to start. See a local military recruiter.
In 1859, Isaac Cook created a great American champagne to launch the great American clipper ships. Today, Americans are still launching celebrations with Cook's Imperial American Champagne. When your ship comes in, celebrate with Cook's Imperial American Champagne.
Suddenly, there's a whole new development in sports sedans so superior it was voted Japan's Car of the Year. Introducing the 1989 Galant from Mitsubishi. Suddenly, the obvious choice.
First, Gillette made shaving closer. Then they made it smoother with Atra Plus.
Its Rubber Smooth Strip glides the razor over your face for Gillette's smoothest shave. The Atropus system. First we made it closer, then we made it smoother. Jack Nicklaus, Curtis Strange, Ray Floyd, and Lee Trevino. Golf's fabulous foursome play the skins game. Thanksgiving weekend on NBC.
Pat Leahy to the left is 2 for 2 on field goal attempts for all 6 Bill Jet points. To the right, Scott Norwood. It's 2 for 3. He has all the Buffalo points, but you'll recall that miss that caromed off the crossbar at the close of the second quarter. Now the Bills will try to drive it down in position, but they won't do that. As the ball is picked up by Flip Johnson, and he gets ahead to the 21-yard line. The scoreboard changing as we go back to the 10-minute ticker. Cincinnati now up 31-10 on Dallas. Houston blowing out the Cardinals. And Cleveland with the commanding lead over the Steelers. Bears winning easily at Tampa Bay. Minnesota up on Indianapolis.
Now a key here for Buffalo is Jamie Mueller back in the ballgame. Can he play? Well, Byram is back in there, so apparently Jamie Mueller's ankle is really bothering him.
First down and 10. Those have gotten a number of people nicked today. Here's Riddick, who's run so well, but that time the Jets were keying on him. Marty Lyons was there to make the play along with Troy Benson. The Bills, if they do win the home field advantage, are in very good position to go the distance. They'll be very tough to beat if they have 2 games here in Orchard Park. And then if they go to the Super Bowl, they'll be playing under the lights at Joe Robbie Stadium. For last Monday night under the lights at Joe Robbie Stadium, they may have played their best game of the year against wiping out the Dolphins. They look forward to going back there.
And of course, the Jets still alive in the playoff hunt beginning today. There are 11 of 14 teams in the AFC still with an opportunity to be in the playoffs.
Second down and 9 coming up for the Bills. Kelly looks, drills it. Tight end Metzlars is ahead, well short of a first down. He got about 3 or 4 on the play.
Metzlars made 2 big catches. You want to know who's eliminated? The list is short in the AFC. That's it. Those guys are in the running for the Troy Aikman Bowl.
Right. Odds makers in Nevada rate San Diego the favorite to get Aikman. Green Bay and Pittsburgh are right in there. Dallas, well, actually it was Dallas, Green Bay, and San Diego, but Tampa Bay short of pricing. Kelly on third down and 3. Nobody there. Kelly tries to take off, and there's nothing there, and the Bills will have to give it back to the Jets with 6.5 minutes to play. So it's 3 downs and out. The Jet defense again standing up to the Bill offense.
Second sack of the day for the New York Jets, and again, great coverage down the field. Look, Kelly's looking left. He looks over to the right. He looks down the middle. He's trying to motion people, and Marty Lyons makes the sack.
John Kidd back at his 8-yard line. Very big series coming up for the Jet offense and the Bill defense. As Kidd hits the ball, not that long. Up back, Son will take it. And he'll cross midfield on the return when he gets right to midfield. And then a marker comes in. Radisek makes the strike.
That looks like it's going to be against the Jets, and it's going to cost them great field position here.
Dick Hantak, the referee. Punt Trump was just 30 yards.
Illegal block by the Jets. That'll cost them 10 yards.
We're going to get to it.
Illegal block on the return, number 38. Penalized 10 yards. It will be first down. There is no flag on Buffalo. It was a pickup.
And Michael Zordich, an ex-Penn Stater, was called for the illegal block. spotted it.
It's a jungle out there. You can survive with the new four-door Mitsubishi Montero. Its V6 power tames snarling beasts. It takes you away to a more civilized world. The new four-door Montero, suddenly the obvious choice.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
This Christmas, I gave the grandkids Radio Shack radio-controlled cars. Bobby's Golden Arrow has racing suspension and speed to burn up the track. Kim's Turbo Wing Buggy has big tires and a crash-absorbing front bumper. And wait till Teddy revs up his Turbo Lamborghini.
Grandpa, there's dirt on my wheels. Mine too.
Old Santa must have taken them out for a little test drive.
Remote radio-controlled toys from $9.95 to $119.95, only at Radio Shack.
You know, there are a lot of places where you can look for an auto part. But here's where you'll find it. Napa has parts for imports and other hard-to-find parts. So come to Napa first. We've got your part.
Americans buy lots of imported cars. Isn't it nice to know that Napa has the parts right here when you need them? Don't miss the boat on parts for imports. Come to Napa.
Suddenly, there's a whole new development in sports sedans so superior it was voted Japan's Car of the Year. Introducing the 1989 Galant from Mitsubishi. Suddenly, the obvious choice.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
You'll see the clip. Mike Zordich pushes right in the back, just as Kurt's on his tackle, and then Joe Walton, he gets a lick on Mike Zordich. Cost him 10 yards. Right now you want field position.
Big set of downs, and Ryan's going to put it up on first down. Lets it fly. Freeman McNeil's open, and the interception is blown. It was right into the hands of Sherman Cocroft, who lost it out of that Kansas City connection. A lot of KC people here at Buffalo. Marv Levy's a former head coach of the KC Chiefs. Cocroft is in from the Chiefs. When Marv Levy was the head coach there, his head scout was Bill Polian, who's now odds on to be executive of the year in pro football. He's the guy that made all those player deals. General manager of the Bills.
You know, Don, I don't see Mark Kelso in the lineup. We got two defensive backs who are not normally playing out there. Cocroft is one, Dwayne Drain is the other.
Johnny Hector finding a way on second down and 10 to get some yards as he's out to the 43-yard line.
That's Dwight Drain on the tackle. Kelso went off earlier. Looked like he got dinged in the head. So you got Drain playing one safety, Cocroft the other.
Game clock shows 5:40 to play. Jets 6, Bills 6.
What a play here. 5:35, as you said. What a play here.
Third down and 5 for the Jets. Here comes Smith. Incomplete.
There's also a flag on the offense, Don.
Ryan took a thunderous hit there from Bruce Smith.
Well, the left tackle, Criswell, he got out of his stance early, and he was trying to pass protect on Bruce Smith. Now, the official on the sideline couldn't get his flag out, apparently because it was wet and stuck in his pocket. But nevertheless, they'll decline the penalty.
Illegal motion, offense, penalty is declined, fourth down.
So now the Bills will get it back as their punt returner, Flip Johnson, is way back, and here's the rush. Smith really unloads on Ryan just as he released the errant pass. Cocroft punting into it. Actually, the wind's pretty much died down now. He hits it well, a high knuckle ball. And Flip Johnson elects not to go for it. He'll let it roll, and the Jets will down it at about the 11-yard line. So the Bills in this tie game have the long field to go to get in field goal range.
That's a 45-yard punt. That young man right there, if the Jets win this football game, has been their most valuable player. That 64-yarder he had in the third quarter. He's really kept the Buffalo Bills offense in a long field situation. They face it again. First and 89. 4:59 and counting on the clock.
One area the Jets have excelled in, they picked up 20
ineligible
passes.
receiver on the kicking team, number 81, downfield early. 5-yard penalty.
Have to kick it again.
Repeats it down. 4th down.
Where are these flags?
Really, the guy was downfield early. Now Billy Griggs, tight end on the kick coverage team, left early, and so instead of that good 45-yard punt that pinned the Bills back at their 11, Prokop has to hit it again. So we'll see what the swing and yardage is the next field position.
He has been huge today. Look at that. 47.3 his longest, 64 yards, a personal best. And I think if I'm Marv Levy here, I tell Cliff Johnson, try to catch the ball. Play a little shorter and make sure you catch the ball so it doesn't roll.
Coach Levy with a vocabulary that exceeds a lot of football talk. And master's degree from Harvard after one loss this year. He said he was chagrined by it. But he can heat up like every coach, and he has the great chemistry with his players. They like him and they play hard for him. And result 10-1 coming into this one. Here is Cliff Johnson. He'll run it back. He's across the 35 to the 40. And so there's almost a 30-yard swing on the yardage exchange. Instead of at the 11, they get it at the 40.
And I'll tell you why that punt wasn't as long. The center snapped it to his left. It was only 31 yards, and Prokop had to step to his left to catch that punt, and it really took him out of sync. See, he moves to his left. He's a left-footed punter, but, I mean, it takes him out of sync. Ball's on top of the Buffalo Bills, so there's no running into the punter. And the Bills now in much better field position. Huge play.
Kelly, play fake, throws it. Metzler's on the run, the big tight end over midfield. He's not done till he's inside the 30 and down to the 25-yard line. So Kelly with an excellent play fake, throws the defense and then swung it out to Metzler, who he hasn't gone to often, but it's been very productive when he has. That was good for 35 yards.
How big is that penalty now on Billy Griggs? 35-yard catch. It's a half roll by Jim Kelly. He's lumbering down the field, but he gets there. Hasty makes the tackle. Well, without that penalty, the Bills are back at their own 10-yard line.
Right, that was huge. 1 5-yard penalty for being downfield early. They had to kick it over. And not much there for Thurman Thomas. There's a free ball on the field, and the Jets have it. That plays live. The Jets have it.
They got it.
They have it. So the Jets stop the Bills.
Second turnover of the day. Mercero comes up with the football. Again, though, subject to review. Anytime there's a turnover now in the NFL, in case it's absolutely obvious, they're going to review it. Oh, that's loose. It's loose. There's no question about that whatsoever. Looks like those gloves he had on are getting a little thick, a little slick. Mercero makes the recovery. The play will stand. Jets ball.
You remember at the close of the first half, a penalty against the Bills set them back another 5 yards. And this field goal attempt by Scott Norwood is on the way, right on top of it, but just short as it hit the crossbar and carried him back. Without the penalty, it would have been very good.
That was a penalty on Ballard. Howard Ballard, the offensive tackle. There's the guy they had the penalty on. They'd be leading 9-6 now.
Well, by the same token, if Griggs hadn't jumped downfield early on the punt, the Bills would have had to start from their 11 rather than their 40.
There have been some big penalties.
Play stands as called. It's the Jets' ball. Griggs in the lineup on offense. absolutely stifled the Jets of late. Just overwhelming them. The huge rush teed up and ready to come again on 1st and 10. Freeman McNeil. Free ball. Buffalo. No free. Jets have it. And very close to a first down. Ray Bentley came in and made the stick that popped the ball free. And Billy Griggs, after a Bill had his hands on it, recovered it for the Jets.
Well, that makes up for the penalty.
So instead of a turnover inside their 40-yard line, the Jets instead get a 9-yard gain. Game tied as you see the game clock winding down. 6-6. 2 field goals each side.
Penalty was on Griggs. Somebody hits him from behind. I can't really tell who it is. It looks like Dwight Drain has the first shot at it. Oh, it's Darryl Talley, 56, who makes the initial hit. But Billy Griggs comes up with a recovery.
Second and short. Johnny Hector. And he has a Jet first down out to the 43-yard line. Ray Bentley and Cornelius Bennett on a stop for the Bills.
Buffalo has had injuries all over the place. Now I noticed that Shane Conlon is not in there. Scott Radisick is in there. So they're missing Derek Burrows. They're missing Kelso. They're missing Leonard Thompson. They're missing Kelso. Leonard Smith. I'll get it. They're missing Kelso. They're missing Shane Conlon.
Right, the 2 starting safeties out. 1 injured, 1 ejected. Shane Conlon, who had a tremendous game. He's out. Came off with a limp. There's a throw downfield, and Al Toon comes down with the ball on a first down play. He has it at midfield for a gain of almost 8 yards. And the game will wind down to the 2-minute warning as Pat Leahy takes a deep breath. It could be his right foot that could end this one.
It's a jungle out there. You can survive with the new 4-door Mitsubishi Montero. Its V6 powered tames snarling beasts. It takes you away to a more civilized world. The new 4-door Montero. Suddenly the obvious choice.
There are headaches.
And the car payment is overdue.
And headaches. There's aspirin and aspirin. Anacin. Clinical tests show that Anacin relieves headaches better than regular aspirin.
Feeling better, hun?
Not just better, better. Anacin. Better relief.
Oh, Harold, it's lovely.
I hope you like it.
It reminds me of when we first got electric light back when I was a child. Oh. Daddy used to draw his chair up to that light and read to us. Oh, the memories. But Harold, this is the 80s. And I wanted a Bud Light.
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
Kill the light, will you, Harold?
Oh, because everything else is just a light.
Last reception by Al Toon, a very tough catch. 29 Derek Burrows in coverage. Watch Burrows' hand go up there. Toon with great concentration on the ball. Makes the catch for an 8-yard pickup. Jets drive stays alive.
So All-Pro Al Toon makes a big play for the Jets with 2 minutes to go. 6-6 game.
Stadium. They are still in their seats in all this rain and cold weather. Nobody's leaving.
Now in Buffalo, they think this could be at long last their championship season.
Those yellow things out there they're not empty seats. They're yellow rain slickers.
Pat Leahy, he might be around as long as Blandon. His 15th year and doing better than ever. Getting set for another very big attempt, perhaps. Second down and 2, a long 2, and look at that play by Trent Smerlick, who shot the gap and hit Ryan back at his 45-yard line.
Nobody touched him. What happened to Sweeney to the center there? In case you're wondering, the clock stops on a sack inside 2 minutes until the ball is reset.
And now it's 3rd and 7. Ryan stands in. Here's a throw and a catch. Toon looking to run, and he gets the first down. Toon was caught, was hemmed in. They had him short of the first down, and then with that burst of speed, that big stride, Toon gets a first down for the Jets at the 46-yard line of the Bills.
And the Jets take a timeout, too. Leahy about to warm up.
Remember when you were a kid, growing up proud that the legend of Davy Crockett lived with you always? Now, NBC introduces a new generation to a new Davy Crockett.
Soldiers much more demanding on the man they let on, huh?
The legend lives again in a special 2-hour movie, The Return of Davy Crockett, tonight. Then, her world is a world of passion. No man can resist her. She's Vanna White as Venus in the world premiere of The Goddess of Love, tonight.
Watch this play by Fred Smerlas. Jumps right around the center and grabs Ryan before anything could happen. Nobody touched Fred Smerlas. It looked like Bruce Smith being on the nose tackle kind of messed up the blocking scheme. And then the catch by Toon. He makes the catch. 55 Bennett. Tally 56 slips down. And enough to get the first down and keep the drive alive.
Enormous effort by Toon and 4 new downs for the Jets, looking to get in field goal range. 1:41 to play. 6-16. Rain is stopped. Wind doesn't seem to be as heavy as Ryan gets time. Incomplete at the 24-yard line. He was looking for Hector out of the backfield. Ray Bentley, a linebacker, inside backer with a deep drop, was right with the intended receiver. Blaze hit some long ones, a lot of them.
I think I heard earlier he's 47 of 49 from inside 40-yard line.
47 of the last 49 inside the 40. .135 left to play, as you see. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Ryan stands in. There's an open man, Freeman McNeil. He puts moves on tacklers and gets ahead, and the Jets have another first down as Freeman McNeil takes the ball down to the 32-yard line of the Bills. 1:18 to go.
Darryl Talley finally makes the tackle. Jets in no hurry now.
They want more, and they want it deep as they go over the middle. Freeman McNeil again in front of the zone. McNeil finally knocked down at the 29-yard line on a first down play. That pass play was good for 3.
Jets have 2 timeouts left, and there's 56 seconds left in this game. There's the 2 coaches. Now they're... You got to take inventory in these situations, and on offense, you want to make sure you don't turn the ball over. You'll take an incomplete pass. Marv Levy saying, look, we got to come with a pass rush. We got to try to disrupt what's going on here. What a struggle this has been for both these teams all day. Jets have not quit. Playing a 10-1 team here in Buffalo. Best record in the NFL. Playing at home. They are to be admired.
They really are. Just when everybody's about to write them off, and it's happened time and again this season, the Jets keep playing hard and make something big happen. They've lost their last 2 games, 4 of their last 6. And they could be very close to getting a winning field goal try. 2nd down and 6 comes up now. At the 29. From here, it would be a 46-yard attempt. Hector running and still trying and getting down to the 25-yard line. From here, it would be a 42-yard attempt. Fourth quarter clock down to 40 seconds to play as the Jets go into alignment without a huddle. Freeman McNeil. And this will be it as Freeman McNeil on a 3rd down and 3 carry is short of the first down. 4th down comes up, and the Jets will let it run down depending on what the Bills do with a timeout call. Buffalo has called a timeout. Indianapolis now goes to 6 and 7.
6 and 6.
6 and 6.
They could still be in the hunt if the Jets win.
6-5 and 1. There's not a whole lot going on in the AFC West. Seattle lost today. They go a game under 500. I guess they go to 500. They too go to 6 and 6. Seattle.
One thing about Pat Leahy, you can't freeze him out. 15 years of experience. He's been on fields like this, dry fields, indoors, everywhere, kicking field goals.
Years. This will be a 40-yard attempt. Bills setting up with speed. There is the kick. It's blocked by Buffalo. Free football. Picked up by Odoms, and he's out of bounds with 19 seconds to play. So the Bills, who've made big special teams play, get a huge one here.
Like pressure right up the middle. No, it's Cornelius.
Big Freddie Smerlis.
It's Smerlis, and Bennett comes in from the side. Nate Odoms picks up the football. The Bills have now avoided defeat in regulation. Now let's see if they can come up with victory in regulation. Or do you take your chances? Yeah, Freddie Smerlis with the block. I think if I'm Marv Levy, I take my chances with overtime.
Knowing Jim Kelly, though, Trump, he's going to air it out. They could let the long ball go.
Don, I don't think Ted Marchibroda will let him do that.
Really?
I really don't. Marchibroda is a very, very conservative offensive coordinator.
Kelly wants to be sure. He's calling a timeout. Seconds to play, so Leahy got his chance, but Fred Smerlis got his hand on it. The big eagle from Boston College, the easy rider who likes to make round trips on his motorcycle, 450 miles from his home in the offseason in Waltham, Mass, to Buffalo. 290-pound easy rider.
We know one thing for sure, that's a big motorcycle he rides. We are not talking one of those minis, we're talking a maxi. These folks are hoping for a celebration today.
Temperature has dropped.
Yeah, a win here today, and there'll be a football game in Rich Stadium either December 31st or January 1.
I think they got to try. Go deep. As you lose the flip, you might never get a chance to win the game in overtime.
Well, it looks like they got the Hail Mary formation here. 3 wide receivers.
Kelly, strong of arm, lets it go downfield. There's a man open.
Reed!
Off Andre Reed's hands at the 6-yard line.
That ball was catchable.
Oh.
How did he get by the defense?
It must come down, though, on a day like this, weighing about 10 pounds, doesn't it?
Well, the officials do a pretty good job of keeping it dry, but he got behind the defense. Look at that.
Man. 11 seconds left. They can try it again. You have to go deep. You lose the coin flip. That's to be decided yet, unless the Bills make something happen in the final 11 seconds.
They've got one timeout left. 35 yards, and they got a field goal attempt here.
Jim Kelly, he's got open field to run on, and Kelly will slide to a halt. A trick play, that's not going to work because the clock has run out. I'll tell you, if he wasn't aware of it, but a player in possession of the ball can call timeout at any time. He conceivably could have called a timeout and stopped the clock, but it still would have been about a 60-yard field goal, and the Jet is down. And so, on an exciting day, we're not done yet. Alex Gordon is down, one of the Jets' fine linebackers, having his left leg looked at. A lot of injured troops in this battle. Now we'll listen to the coin toss. And never is it bigger as they go into overtime.
We'll find out who the luckiest Jet is. Who the Jets think their lucky guy is.
As the visitors, you have the choice. Go ahead. The call. That's a head. That's a tail. In the air. Heads. It is a heads.
That's Ken O'Brien that made the call.
So he made a big contribution. The Jets win the toss. Ken O'Brien goes out, calls heads, and heads it is. And so the Bills will kick it off to start overtime. We'll be back in a moment, but first this word from your local station.
It was a tragic end to an era of optimism and hope. Tom Brokaw takes you back to Kennedy's America and that day in November, Tuesday night on NBC.
Melton's the factory, Melton's the store. Lee jeans for less. Lee Glacier Wash for men, $26.99. Shop and save at Melton.
You know, there's just no substitute for a well-polished trade.
Indeed. Roy, how nice to see you.
Oh.
You shouldn't have.
Do sit down.
May I offer you a cup of tea?
Why, thank you, Wendell. Listen, I do love what you've done with this place.
Yes, this fabric would look lovely in my caboose.
I must remember to pick some up.
Finger sandwiches, gentlemen?
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
This should give you some idea of the difference between beer and Genesee Cream Ale. Smooth Genesee Cream Ale. It's not the same old brewski.
This is WGRZ TV2 Buffalo.
This is Don Quickie with Bob Trumpy back at Rich Stadium, Orchard Park, New York, where after 4 quarters of play, the Jets and the Bills are still at a standoff. 6-6. The Jets have won the toss as we go to overtime, and Scott Norwood is ready now to kick off. Bobby Humphrey and JoJo Townsell are back deep. The rain has stopped. Temperatures dropped somewhat into the 30s. Winds seem to have died down. Flags are down. It's gusting at times, though. So the Bills, who if they should win this game today, would be divisional champions, boot it downfield. A one-hopper is picked up by Townsell. He's fast, and he turns the corner and gets out of bounds at the 18-yard line. So the Jets do not start in good field position.
Yeah, but Don, I think they'll take any field position.
Right. It's a lot better than the field position Buffalo has.
Absolutely.
They have their defense out. There's been 5 overtime games in the NFL this year, and the team that has lost the coin flip and kicked off has won 3 of the 5.
I don't know if Buffalo knows that.
And another ended in a tie. So coin toss losers are 3-1-1. On 1st and 10, Freeman McNeil gets the call. And McNeil takes the banging as they attack the football. He holds on and gets ahead to the 23-yard line. Art Still and Ray Bentley were on the stop for the Bills.
Shane Conlon still out of the lineup. You see 97 walking there with Art Still. Scott Radisek is taking Shane Conlon's place. One of the things that is kind of overlooked in this game is the injuries to Buffalo players today. 2nd and 6.
Roger Vick caught, but he breaks away. And Vick loses the ball, and Buffalo's going to get it. The Bills have it. Cornelius Bennett has the ball at the 32-yard line of the Jets.
Don, that's Buffalo's first turnover of the day.
First one they've gotten.
It comes as a big hit by Derek Burrows. 29. The ball is loose. Dwight Drain. Bennett makes the recovery. He's still got the football.
Bill's calling for quiet. So Kelly can call the play and signals. This is no sure thing. The Bills were down here before and coughed it up. You remember the Thurman Thomas fumble. Myron blocks. Riddick runs. He's got room inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It would be a 45-yard attempt from here. Time is no factor. We're early in the overtime. A new 15-minute period is up. Could be a tie if they should go through the overtime without a score, which was the case when the Jets played Kansas City. They had it in the tie.
I think Riddick is going to get the ball on every carry here. Norwood warms up on the sideline. Pat Ryan over there. You saw him after Vic fumbled. Patted him on the rear end. That's all right. That's all right. Keep giving it to Riddick.
That is the call, and Riddick gets plenty more. He's down inside the 20-yard line. So the Bills fire out on the right side. 285-pound tackle Joe Devlin, number 70. Just flat block. Knocked it open along with the right guard, Vogler. Red Smirlis will get a game ball. Big Freddy got a mid up. One of those bare paws and slapped back Leahy's field goal attempt that would have won at the end of regulation for the Jets.
He's going to keep getting it no matter what down it is here.
He knows what to do with it. He scored 10 touchdowns this year, Rob Riddick. He's got some more.
Both hands on the football, too.
They might not want to risk on a wet field to snap the set down in the field goal attempt. They're going to keep stuffing at the Jets. Touchdowns win these too, don't they?
Absolutely. He's now over 100 yards, 17 carries, 101 yards. Thurman Thomas was very close to 100 yards when he seemed to have turned his ankle, and he caught the ball up. Thomas has 88. The Bills either close to or just over 200 yards rushing today.
The offensive coaches, Marcia Broda and Ted Toner, the former USC coach, in the booth next to us. They call the same play. Riddick, he stumbles ahead, and he gets it closer. Now it's almost point-blank range, and they're not going to risk another carry. So, and what the Bill fans have been waiting for, a championship season, it could be in just the 12th week decided today. If this field goal is good by Norwood, the Bills win the AFC East.
We won't have to say a word either. These 80,000 fans will let everybody know.
It's a 30-yard attempt. Dale Hellestray is the snapper. John Kidd holds. On the way, that's it. Kick is good, and the Bills are champions of the AFC East. And the good times are rolling starting right now in Buffalo.
December 31 or January 1, Rich Stadium, Orchard Park, New York.
The Bills now set to host their first playoff game. Well, conceivably, they have to wait till the last four play, but they're in excellent position to host their win for the first time in 21 years. Home field yet to be decided, but now they're having 80,000 people who stayed till the very end, and why not? Half of them are on the field.
There go the goalpost. Very, very dangerous.
Very bad. That's dangerous. Boy, this is wild. You talk about school out. And the festivities are enlivened by the theme song of this Buffalo team, Shout.
handicap to the New York Jets. They played their absolute heart out today. The turnover by Roger Vick. Turnover by Roger Vick. Vick produced the last opportunity for the Buffalo Bills. They can be very proud. They fought and fought hard today.
They brought in 100 extra security people.
Yeah, they really helped.
That's, yeah. It's like putting a Band-Aid on an accident victim. You can't stop this. The gates are open, and the Bills fans are in celebration. For Bob Trumpy, this is Don Cricky. Glad you could be with us in Buffalo, where the Bills have just won the AFC Championship. Denver at New Orleans is next.